How many days did it take you to go from 0 to 100,000 followers?
I think it was 4 to 5 months. I could just print 200,000 views minimum per video.
What would you say was harder? The confusion of not knowing what to do or the fear of being judged once you post?
That's a good question. I think it was the fear of posting and putting myself out there. I thought my friends would make fun of me. You're gonna be cringe in those videos, but like you won't learn until you post that video and watch it and improve on the next one.
Even before you hit 100,000 followers, you were someone who was really good at brainstorming hooks. What is your process?
What's something you could do that would be something that you wouldn't want to do, or something that's like really putting yourself out there? What would catch someone's eye and make them think, wow, I can't believe he's actually doing this?
Was there ever a moment in your life where you did something so stupid that your parents were like, stop?
A couple hooks that I was like, oh, I'm going to use this flamethrower on the job. And my parents were like, nope.
Did you just say that you film rough drafts of your hook and then watch it, and if you like it, you do the real version?
Yes. Don't listen to those random people who don't have what you want, and then listen to people who have what you want, who knows what it's going to take.
What was that turning point for you that took you from 0 to 100K followers?
It's a good question.
Now that you have over 130,000 followers, tens of millions of views, if you were to create a video, what would your process be from start to finish? I'm super excited for today's interview. We got Brody here. He grew from 0 to 100,000 followers in just a very short few week span. But what a lot of people don't see was the 5 months leading up to that. So today we're going to find out exactly what Brody did that took him from 0 to over 130,000 followers, tens of millions of views to grow his brand. So without further ado, what's up, Brody? It's so good to see you. Welcome to the Viral Stars Show. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
So much fun. I have known you for about not quite a year, or over a year now, right?
Has it been that long? I don't
We met
know.
on school last year. We've been working together for less than a year, but I
hmm
feel like I knew you before that. And when I first met you, I remember seeing you posted a video of a home. And then was that a home that your parents were building?
Yeah, I think with the one we just finished.
It was the one you
hmm
just finished. Do you remember how many views that video got?
I think I got 800 views.
Okay, you got 800 views on that video. And back then, you were posting these videos. It was for your parents' business, right?
Correct.
Why were you trying to help them out?
So I had just started working for my parents, and I wanted to bring more traction to the business and get more clients. So I was like, hey, I need to start posting on social media. My parents are kind of old school. They don't know how to do that. So now it's my turn to kind of get in there and see what I can do and actually, build a following and bring some clients into the business through that.
Love that. Why did you start working with them?
I had worked for like an electrical company beforehand, and he got slow, and I ended up just like quitting because he had no work for me. And I was like, what I really love to do is construction, because I had done that my whole life. So I was like, hey, I'm going to work for you guys, and my parents were super excited about it. So ever
Wow.
since then, I've been working for them.
How old were you your first day on the job site working construction?
As if like full time, or like just as like growing up.
Getting paid.
I was getting paid probably when I was like 11 or 12 to clean up all
Nice.
the job sites.
Yeah.
So a long time.
And that was with your parents, right?
Yeah,
Cool. And how old are you now?
20.
You're 20 now. And how
Mhm.
old were you when you made your first video?
I was 19.
19. So before that, you had never made a video before.
Never.
Never.
hmm
Not even like in high school, you never like went on an editing software and put something together. 19 was your first video, right?
I'd made some like funnier videos just like for my friends on like some cheap editing thing, maybe two
Yeah.
or three times, but like a real full edit, that was my first one.
So was it a steep learning curve for you?
Definitely. Yeah. There's a lot to learn.
What was the hardest part for you about making videos back when you first started at the age of 19?
I think it was just the whole like not knowing how to make a video. Like, how do I script? Like, where do I even go to come up with an idea? What do I like? Where do I film it? I mean, it was so many different things that I was like so confused about, and then like the whole being scared of just putting myself out there was hard too. So I mean, just a combination of everything.
Wow, yeah. What would you say was harder? The confusion of not knowing what to do, or the fear of being judged once you post?
That's a good question. I think it was the fear of posting and putting myself out there. Yeah.
In your mind, what was the negative consequence that would happen if you posted a video that everyone hated?
Like I thought my friends would make fun of me and people would look at me in a different light and kind of poke fun, which some people did, but it's just a part of the journey. So just something
That's
I had to get over and get through.
I want to ask you more about that. Like, so right now you have 100,000 followers and you got millions of views. But before you got to where you are today, back when you were posting and you weren't getting any views, what were some of the comments you were receiving from the people in your life who thought you were crazy?
Um, it was more just like I was documenting, what I was doing for the company. So one day I was like documenting getting new company shirts. So like comments would be like, that's not gonna help your business grow. Like you're wasting all your time. Like actually like try to get clients and not build company shirts. That's such a waste of time. And then I'd have like some friends like make fun of some of my hooks. And whenever I'd see them, they'd say the hook to me. I'm like, just wait, I'm gonna figure
What
it out. But
what were the hooks that you were saying that they were making fun of? I'm just so curious.
it was the hook where I said, "Oh, I'm trying to help my future family through the business," and they're like, "Oh, your future family? Who's gonna be your future family?" And I'm like, "Yo, cut me a break. I'm trying to figure it out."
Yeah, and that's so
You know?
crazy how like it's such a noble thing to say, but people are still finding ways to make it negative, and so definitely I can relate to that. I'm
Yeah.
sure if anyone here has ever put themselves on the internet before, they can relate to doing what they think is the right thing to do, and other people making fun of them for that. So
hmm
you're posting, you're getting like you have this fear of being judged, and then your fear actually happens. You start getting judged. Was there ever a moment in your journey where you wanted to quit?
Um, a couple times, but I don't think I ever would have because at that point I'd already posted so many and I was like I gotten so into wanting to go viral and posting videos. I think I had cut it all out and was just so set on actually making it happen, which is such a blessing that I had that drive to be able to do it. Because if I didn't have that drive, I probably would have quit in the beginning.
So would you say that you had to get to the place then where your desire to go viral was greater than your fear of judgment?
hmm
Why
Yeah.
did you want to go viral?
Because I think I want to do it. I think it was a combination of like people who like thought I couldn't do it, and I had my parents' friends kind of tell them, "Oh, he's gonna shine a bad light on the business, and he's not helping you guys at all. This doesn't look good." And then myself too, I wanted to show people I could and show my parents that I could actually do this. And everyone thought I was crazy for posting these weird videos and putting myself out there. So I think I was just like I had to show people that I could actually do it, and I was on the right track. So
How did it feel when your parents' friends were criticizing your work?
that was just like so bizarre to me. I'm like, and then people would like come to me and be like, "Oh, you shouldn't. You should post this instead." And I'm like thinking in my head, "Have you ever posted a video on social media?" Like, you'd be so surprised how many people gave me tips on what to post and what not to post, and they'd never posted a video in their whole life. And I think that just frustrated me so bad that people thought that they could tell me post this, post that, and they have not a single clue what it takes to post on social media. So I think I'd use that all as drive to prove all those people wrong that gave me false advice and said I couldn't do it. And yeah,
Yeah, that's very real. I'm curious, what did your parents say the first time you hit a million views?
they were, they'd always had faith in me the whole time posting, which was such a blessing. And I think as soon as I hit that, they were kind of like blown away, like, wow, like all these videos that didn't work. Now it's actually something. So it was cool that they were kind of like they kind of went in from like being supportive to being all in to helping me
Wow.
with the videos. Yeah.
When did you realize that this was actually working? So your videos were actually picking up traction.
Not until my viral series that I had until it actually took off from there.
How about you tell us a bit about that? What was your viral series?
So the one that really took off was my helping my dad per it was helping my dad for 1 second per number of followers I had. So when I started the series, I had like 200 followers. So I'd help my dad for 200 seconds and then I'd go help him at work. And then after the 200 seconds, I'd say, okay, dad, I'm done. And then he'd do something funny, like get mad at me or throw something at me. And each day I just kept elaborating on the ending and then the hooks. And by the sixth day, I did a hook that I was in the porta potty with my pants down and I opened the door and threw something into a trash can and then said what I was doing. And then also did the funny ending. I think with all that, that's what really blew up. And that's when I started getting millions of views per video.
Love that.
Hmm.
Why do you think that series worked so well?
Uh, I think it had everything. The hook that kind of caught people's eye, the mission of people wanting to see what I was gonna do next, like what happened the next day. My dad as a character in there, I think helped a bunch. And then also like people wanting to see if I'd work the full because I said, oh, until I work a 12-hour day, and was only working a couple of minutes a day. So I think people
Yeah.
wanted to follow the mission and be like, is he actually gonna work that 12-hour day? So I think all
Yeah.
those really contributed to it.
And I think something really interesting happened for me as well, watching your videos as you were gaining these followers, you were gaining these views. I remember I would be scrolling and I would see one of your videos pop up and I would get excited to watch it. I'll be like, I can't wait to see how Brody's dad beats him up today. That's all I'm thinking.
Hmm.
And I'm watching the entire video, every single thing you have to say, just to see your ending. And it reminded me of the old time TV shows, TV series or shows where it's like you watch it, there's a clear format, there's a beginning, middle, and end to each one of the series. I'm thinking like, I don't know, like Home Improvement or like any of those shows where it's like okay, there's clear
Hmm.
bits and you know what to expect. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait for the ending bit. That's exactly how I felt with your stuff. I was like, I feel like you created a TV show, but each episode is like 1 minute. So
Hmm.
that's
Well,
really
thank you.
cool.
That's cool to hear.
What sacrifices did you have to make to get to where you are today?
Um, I think just that like pride of like not wanting to put myself out there and think, oh, I don't need to post these videos. I don't want to put myself in that light. And then also like the amount of time too, like I would spend 12 hours on some videos and I'm like in the office till like 12 o'clock at night, working on these, editing, scripting the next one. And so like all that, like all those hours of work, and then on top of like being completely uncertain if what was going to happen when I posted that video, and just had to keep going with it and had to keep putting in those hours and being confident in what I was doing.
I want to talk a bit more about that. Let's go back to before we met when you were first started posting those videos. You said your parents just built a new home. You posted a video, got a few hundred views. How many hours did those initial videos take you to make before you went viral?
Um, I think I remember I spent a couple hours like saying the script of what I was going to post, and then I went and filmed it for I think a couple hours, and then I edited for like 2 hours I think after. But it had taken me I think a month to post it because I was so scared to post that first video, and I was like, oh, I can't do it. And then one day someone said, I had told one of my friends that I said, just post it. Like, who cares? Just put yourself out there. So I did.
Wow. And did that friend have your back all the way through?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think in some of those hooks, though, a lot of people are like, oh, what are you doing here? Why are you saying that? But I still had those people who were still supporting me the whole way, which was good.
Sounds like you have a really big community.
I do.
Wow.
Hmm.
Are you known as the viral guy now, or what do they think of you as?
Yeah, whenever I walk in, someone like, okay, you're famous. You're just so sorry to take up your time. And I'm like, it's not that big of a deal.
So,
uh,
one thing that really impressed me about your videos, and this is even before you hit 100,000 followers, is you were someone who was really good at brainstorming hooks. What is your process for sitting down and thinking of a hook that's actually going to make people want to watch?
um, I think I sit and say, would I watch this video from this 3 second hook? I think I'd put myself in those shoes and I'd watch it back, or I'd play an idea in my head. Like, no, I wouldn't watch that. And I think I would just keep doing that. And then on top of that, you had told me one day, what's something you could do that would like be somewhat risky for you, or something that you wouldn't want to do, or something that's like really putting yourself out there. So I think with that whole thinking of, okay, would I watch this? What's kind of risky? What would catch someone's eye and make them think, wow, can't believe he's actually doing this, or what is he doing here? So I think I just kind of kept that in my mind with each one, and all just learning through each video I did that, okay, what could I do better on this hook? And I
Yeah.
just kind of kept those same kind of criteria I had into posting each video.
Wow. And what was the riskiest thing you did?
Um, I did a couple. I flipped a like a jigsaw. You saw that one. I flipped the jigsaw with the blade on it, and I was worried that I was gonna flip it. It was gonna cut my hand, or my dad was gonna yell at me for flipping the tools and breaking our tools. That was risky on that end. And then
Did he
the
get upset with
embarrass.
you?
He's like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "It's for the hook. Like, you just have to trust me. Like, I'm dropping it in the soft door. It's not gonna break." But he was cool enough to keep letting me do it. And then
Wow.
yeah, and then the porta potty hook, where I in the porta potty with my pants to my ankles, which is embarrassing to do.
Yeah.
So that was risky for me to be able to sit in there and do that and not care what people thought. So
Yeah.
that was the that was my risk.
It sounds like your dad really trusts you.
Yes, both of my parents really do.
Was there ever a moment in your life where you did something so stupid that your parents were like, stop?
Probably.
Anything that
Yeah.
comes to mind?
I had a couple of videos that a couple hooks that I was like, oh, I'm going to use this flamethrower on the job. And then my parents are like, nope, no, we're not going to do that. We're at someone's house. We're not going to light something on fire. Then I was kind of like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks for kind of keeping me in check. That was a little out there.
Risk of burning the house down.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people struggle when creating a video with thinking up ideas. What is your method for thinking hooks? Are you a verbal processor? Do you write it down? Do you have to be in a certain location? What's your method?
Um, I think I had like the idea now of what kind of works and what doesn't. But like when I sit down and think in hooks, I'll kind of write down maybe 6 different hooks, and I'll kind of go through them in my head and like kind of play throughout each one. And I'm like, no, that one's not really it. And kind of just imagine how they'll work. And then sometimes I'll kind of like test them like at the house, or I'll just film like a rough hook of me doing whatever that hook is. And if I watch it back and I think, yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for and I can do it better, then I'll kind of go with it. But if it's like, no, I'm not going to watch that video, then I'll just keep kind of going through the same process of writing down more, testing them, kind of playing out the idea in my head and go from there.
So, just want to clarify if I heard correctly, because if 'cause that sounds amazing. I don't do this, and I think I might start doing this. Did you just say that you film rough drafts of your hook and then watch it, and if you like it, you do the real version?
Yeah, sometimes on some videos, I really like if I have a good idea, I'll think, okay, I really want this to work. Let me see if I can actually make it work. And I'll just film it like at my desk. Camera's not fully in frame, nothing's just totally rough. just to kind of get the idea in my head to be able to kind of see it. And I think that's helped huge to kind of actually be able to picture that and see a rough idea of it.
What's an example of a hook you did this with?
Um, Flipping the saw, I
The
went in
jigsaw.
the
So you were
garage. Yeah,
practicing.
I went in the garage and started. I took the blade off and I started to practice. Like, okay, I can catch this and not cut myself. And then I was like watching it, like, wow, if I put the blade on there, someone might actually want to think, what is he doing?
And how many views did
So
that jigsaw video get?
that was like the first one that actually pop off more than my normal ones would. So I think I had probably 20,000 across Instagram and TikTok, which is huge for me at the time. So,
So back then you were getting like a 100 to 1,000 views per video. This was your first one that cleared the 10K mark, right?
mhm, first viral video technically for me.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Mhm.
How quickly did you go, like how many days did it take you to go from 0 to 100,000 followers?
I think I think it was 4 to 5 months of all in working as hard as I possibly could to kind of brainstorm ideas every day, post, film. And I think in that whole period, I eventually got it to that point.
So I think this is important to highlight here. It was 5 months of very hard work, right?
Mhm. Correct.
When you had the viral spurt where you just took off, how many days was that?
Um, I think it was like a month of that series. I had done the rest of the helping my dad for a couple more, and then I had hit the goal, and then I did another series with my mom, which and I ran that all the way through pretty much. And then now I'm kind of working on what's next. But that whole same kind of well, beginning, middle, and end, people enjoyed for my mom and my dad, so that I could just print 100,000 views, 200,000 views minimum per video, with not even having to think about it, and just go through the motion of filming and editing.
Wow. So it took you about
Hmm.
5 months to lock in this format, but once you had it, it only took like a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of people are wondering right now, they're watching this video and they're probably where you were at the very start. We were like, I'm so overwhelmed with what do I do for the script? What do I do for the visuals, the hook? What's even the premise of the video going to be about? Until 5 months later, you're like, I know exactly what it is. I can just make this and print 100,000 views. What advice would you give to that person who's where you used to be, who feels overwhelmed?
I mean, you just have to post. Like, I would sit in my office for hours planning video out, and I would never know if that idea would work until I posted it. Like, you tell us just quick and fast action, just post a video and we'll go over it. Post a video, we'll go over it. Post a video and you improve from the next one. So I think, everyone's so scared of being so cringe on those first videos, but like you have to get over of that cringe feeling. Like, you're gonna be cringe in those videos. You're gonna embarrass yourself, but like, you won't learn until you post that video and watch it, see what it does, and improve on the next one. And then you repeat the cycle of filming, editing, posting. Okay, what can I do better? Filming, editing, posting. Okay, this worked, this doesn't work. So if you can just get yourself to post, get yourself in that cycle of who cares if it's cringe, who cares if it's not perfect, and just keep improving on yourself, you will eventually hit that goal of yours.
Love that. What is your
Mhm.
method for continuous improvement?
I always just try to elevate what I did in the last video. How can I do better here? How can I improve this? How can I improve this angle? It's that constant of like, how can I do better? What's going to work? Testing, not caring if it's not going to work, and repeating.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Earlier on, we talked about the negative feedback, or not negative, but you know what I mean. People would comment
Hmm.
on your videos, try and give you helpful feedback. You're just thinking, shut up.
Yeah.
Is all feedback bad?
Um, no, because I get feedback from those people, and then I would get your feedback on my videos. And that's, it's knowing, don't listen to those random people who don't have what you want, and then listen to people who have what you want and have good advice and listen to them, and then take that and actually using it. Because if I were to listen to the guy who posted that comment on one of my videos and didn't listen to what your advice was, like I would not have the followers I have. I wouldn't have the views. I'd be nowhere near where I am today if I didn't actually think, okay, who has what I want? Who knows what it's going to take? And then listening to the right people.
I love that.
Hmm.
What advice do you have for someone who's watching this right now? They don't have a lot of views and they're afraid to take risks in their content.
They're afraid to take risks. Um, they just have to be okay with not wanting to grow to the size they want to be. Because I mean, it's just like everything. Like if you don't take risk, you're not gonna grow or build what you want to build and do what you want to do if you're not going to take that risk. Because if you don't take the risk, you'll never know if it actually is going to work. I mean, for someone watching this could be at 100 followers, but if they never take the risk of posting or doing something uncomfortable, they could stay at 100 followers. But if someone does take that risk and say, hey, I'm actually going to see if this is going to work, then way higher chance of blowing up or hitting that follower goal of theirs, way higher than they would if they just stayed comfortable and didn't do anything that made them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so true, man. Now that you have the success that you have over 130,000 followers, right?
Hmm.
Tens of millions of views. If you were to leave this call and create a video, what would your process be from start to finish?
I love to film just everything on the job, so I would kind of play with the idea. Okay, what am I doing tomorrow that would be interesting, easy to film, and then from there I kind of play out a video idea. I'll do my hook, I'll do the body,
How long
ending,
does the
kind of.
idea take for you? Is it just something you're always thinking about 24/7 in the shower or at the dinner table, or do you set aside like a time for it?
Sometimes I set aside time, and then sometimes I'll be at work and I'll be like, oh hey, I have to do this tomorrow. That's an idea. Let me see if I can expand on that and make a video out of it.
Cool. So you
Mhm.
get the idea, and then what's next?
Get the idea and then writing it all down. I think I use a tool, Notion. I think you use Notion, and I kind of just lay all of it out in a Notion page. I'll highlight different scripts I like, or different parts of a script, or different ideas, and just kind of move everything back and forth and just kind of play it all out in my head and kind of just do the whole planning process until I kind of get a good idea of like, okay, this is what angle I'm going to film, this scene, this is what I'm going to do here. I think that's a huge thing to be able to kind of plan all that out and kind of see that rough idea on paper and kind of in your head instead of just kind of going out there and filming something that you have no idea what you're going to film.
All words,
So,
right?
yeah, all words, those kind of rough videos I do just to kind of get that up, more ideas in, and kind of play with that. And but yeah, mainly I'll type it all out, have it there, have the kind of test videos, and then from there I can know exactly what I'm going to film, how to do it, and kind of feel confident in that next day.
I love that. Going forward, what's next for you on social media?
I've got all the views, I've got the followers. Now it's turning those views and followers into actual clients for our company. Kind of my main goal from the beginning. So I think that's a whole new learning experience with itself. So again, feeling not confident in knowing how to do that. So now it's kind of back to where I started, but I still know how to make good videos. So I think just kind of do what I know and kind of try to target that other audience.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You mentioned something very interesting about how, you're not where you started, but in some ways you're learning something new, right? You're back in that educational phase. What do you feel like is one of the risks you need to take in order to start getting sales and people signing up to get help with your business?
I think a risk is posting other types from just my viral format that I've been doing for a while. That's kind of made me blow up. I think I definitely struggle with this more than anything is kind of posting something that's not that to kind of experiment with different ideas to kind of get people more interested in our page or gain more trust through the videos I post. So I think going away from that viral, like that super viral format kind of scares me and kind of makes me think again, okay, let's go through the process. What's going to work? What's not going to work? Let's test some stuff out. But that definitely does scare me when kind of going away from knowing what works.
Do you think people who become famous on social media are at risk of FOMO and losing out on the views that they have?
I think so. I think I definitely have that FOMO of not having a video that goes viral and stressing about that and thinking I need to post a perfect video every time. And yeah, definitely.
What advice would you give to someone who has built a social media following? They have tasted the views and they're afraid of posting a video that targets their ICP that might flop.
Um, just take that risk. I mean, I'm struggling to take that risk. I mean, I think a lot of people think, and I think too, it's like everyone's like, I think everyone's watching me and everyone's waiting for my next post, but it's no one's really watching you as much as you're watching yourself or thinking about what you're doing as much as you are. So I think just do it, post it. I mean, I'm telling myself, telling everyone that, but I have to tell myself that too. Like, just do it, post, take the risk, and then go from there.
That's so good.
Mm,
So, correct me if I'm wrong, your parents aren't going to be running this business forever, right?
no,
Is this something that you foresee yourself one day taking over?
100%.
100%.
Yeah,
Do you feel pressure?
definitely a lot of pressure. I mean, that's a huge thing to take on because my dad's ran his company for 30 years now. So, like, taking 30 years of his work and expanding it and making it work for me and learning what he's done, what he hasn't done. So it's definitely a lot of stress, a lot of uncertainty. I feel like I definitely have in that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
How do you navigate that and not let it crush you? Or is it crushing you?
Some days it crushes me.
Yeah.
Some days I get through it and I'm like, okay, here's a win, here's a small win. But some days I'm like overwhelmed with learning how to build a house and then learning how to post on social media. And I mean, it's a lot of stuff that I still every day learn how to get through and move forward. So
What keeps you going?
um just that goal of taking over one day and kind of making it mine and kind of growing what my parents worked so hard to build and growing on that and becoming, a huge player in our field and where I live. So I think that's kind of a huge driver to have that goal and want to pursue that.
What are your thoughts for seeing how I can word this question? I think there's a lot of people who are watching this right now. They see the goal, but they feel the pressure that you're feeling as well. Maybe it's something their parents want them to do, or maybe it's their own personal dreams and desires. They feel the pressure. Um, do you think it's a good idea to talk about that kind of stuff on camera, or is that bad for publicity?
I think it could be good. I think I mean that's funny you say because I've kind of played with that idea in my head too of kind of posting that struggle, which I think some people might someone who might watch that and be like, hey, I've struggled with that. I think they might relate with those videos. And if I could do it right, yeah, I think it definitely could be beneficial, but just something that, I mean, it's definitely scary to kind of put yourself out there to kind of say, hey, I'm worried about doing this. Like, this is a struggle for me. So I think just putting yourself out there again.
I mean, it's the risk we're talking about, right? It's like,
Yeah. Are you willing to take that risk? Are you willing to see what's going to happen with that? So,
well, before we move on from the business side of things, Brody, I want to ask you if your parents are watching this right now, what do you want them to know?
what I want them to know, just thank you for all the support. I mean, they've been a huge supporter of everything I've done, and they definitely had some uncertainty with the first videos and what I was doing and if it was going to work. So, definitely a huge thank you to them and for all the support and letting me do what I needed to do to go viral and make this all happen. So, yeah,
Love that. I think having supportive parents definitely plays a huge role in this. What
definitely.
advice do you have for a young person out there who's also trying to go viral, but they're 19 years old and they don't have supportive parents?
Um, I would definitely find that community or that support system that you can lean on and say, "Hey, like I'm worried about this," or having people in your life they're like, "No, I mean that was great, do it. Don't be scared, like keep going." And giving like that reassurance to you is huge.
If you're trying to grow your brand, but you don't have a community who's gassing you up and supporting you in what you're doing to help you become the best version of your brand that you can possibly be, then join our community down below, Viral Stars, because you become like the people who you hang out with the most. So let's build your brand. I'll see you there.
And if someone can find that kind of community and those people, even if it's not your parents, even if it's a friend or if it's someone at work, I mean, anyone that can just kind of be that person of like, hey, I can lean on them if I'm feeling a little uncertain or if I'm feeling scared
And how often do you feel scared in content creation?
every day.
Does it ever go away?
I don't think so. I think every time I post, I go to post, I'm like, oh, should I look over it one more time? But yeah, it's just a part of making videos and putting yourself out there.
So you've been posting for a while now. You've had a lot of viral videos. How do you take what's already going viral and expand that to the next level?
I think, and that's like what phase I'm in right now, and something I'm still learning, and something that I have to experiment with and kind of see what is that next step for me and play with new ideas and just experiment and see what works and take the risk and post stuff that might not go viral and be okay with that and not let it, stop me from posting altogether.
If you could start over again, what would you do differently?
Start from like the beginning.
1 year ago today.
What I do different, just post more. Don't be scared. Don't spend as many hours as I did. I think spending as much like all the hours I did help in a way, but I feel like I could have done it a little easier and been easier on myself if I were to just to post something that I wasn't completely happy with and then just build off that.
Yeah.
So just get it out there. Just post those ones that you all think are gonna blow up.
How frequent would you recommend posting?
Um, at least 3 times a week, which is terrible for me to say because I'm not doing that right now, and I'm still kind of beating myself up for kind of being scared and telling everyone not to be scared. And yeah, I'm still kind of it's a mind game of playing with being scared and posting the video and then not posting something because you don't know if it's gonna go viral. So if you can get 3 days a week, I think that's what I'm shooting for. So
I love that. 3 days a week. I
3 days
guess,
a
yeah,
week minimum.
the faster, the more you post, the more data you have, right? And then the more data you have,
Exactly.
the easier it's going to be for you to blow up.
Hmm.
So, is this your first time on a podcast?
It is.
Oh, such an honor to be your first time. This question might take you a little bit off guard, but I want to hear from you. Is there any question that you want to be asked on a podcast?
That's a good question. Gosh, any question that I'd want to be asked. I'm not sure. I think we've gone over a lot of good questions, and uh, I think the question you haven't asked is like, what was kind of like that turning point for me? I think that's when I kind of found you and found, you as a
Wait,
mentor. And
pause, stop. Brody, what was that turning point for you that took you from 0 to 100K followers?
the turning point for me, it's a good question. The turning point for me was really finding you and finding I first found Creatopia, and then you were in there, and then I decided to go all in and hear your advice and learn from someone who's actually done it, like someone who has the followers, who's been posting, who knows what it takes to post. And I think that's really why I'm here, like where I'm at today, is because of your knowledge and your uh your course, and kind of where I decided to kind of go all in and take your advice and actually work with it and post. So thank you.
It's an honor, Brody.
Hmm.
We interacted a lot together. We were on a lot of calls together. You watched a lot of course materials, but out of everything that we did together, what would you say was the most helpful thing for you that took you to where you are today?
Um, just every little like review you do, it'd be a couple minutes, it'd be longer. It'd just be like, hey, work on this one thing. And for like every time of every video I post, to work on that one little thing and improve on that, I think all that compounds so much to kind of have like one little piece of advice you give me to kind of improve on the next one. And then I would learn, oh, what else should I improve on? And then it all flows together and eventually all works out to making the perfect video and going viral.
Yeah. So I think you're probably familiar with my story. I posted for 15 years before I
Hmm.
blew up, over 500 videos. So I think it's amazing that you were able to do what you did in 5 months. Didn't take you 15 years.
I agree.
What advice do
Hmm.
you have for someone who's been posting for a very long time? They posted hundreds of videos and they haven't seen any success yet.
I definitely find a mentor who knows, how to post videos and who's done it and who's gone viral, and learn from people and kind of get that one-on-one coaching. And I think that's with everything in life, like for business too. Like I'm trying to get another mentor to kind of teach me how to do the business side. So I mean, everyone learns from each other. So finding someone you can actually learn from and who knows what they're talking about, I think is huge and worth the cost of anything. If you're going to pay whatever, I think that knowledge is so worth it.
Yeah. And I want to hear from you. I'm curious because for me, one of the reasons why I didn't go viral for 15 years was because my ego was too big to ask for help.
Yeah.
I didn't want people telling me what to do. I was like, I can do it. I can figure it out myself. I'm going to prove my aunt wrong. I'm going to we're going to do this. And it took me 15 years before I finally surrendered and said, I need help. Was that hard for you to reach out and ask for help? What was that process like for you?
Um, I think I think the investment in kind of saying, kind of having that faith in you, or having the faith in anyone, of like learning from them. And um how would I phrase it? I think definitely having that faith and kind of going all in, because I mean, everyone has a course out today about everything. And I think if you don't make it the best and don't go all in on something like that and make the most of it and actually like, get something from it and work hard and learn, and not be scared of learning and not be stuck in your own way of like, no, I'm going to do it my own way. Like, let people tell you what you should kind of work on and try it, and don't be kind of stuck in your way of not wanting to post that or not wanting to do this because you think it won't work. Or, I mean, definitely listen to those people and take those risks.
And for you, would you say that the live feedback from real people who know what they were doing was more helpful than taking the course?
Um, I think definitely the course is super helpful to kind of see like the videos of saying, "Oh, this is how you should film in this different angles," and like the small things, but the huge impact is definitely that people be able to watch your stuff and thinking, having their opinion of what you should try and what you shouldn't do and what you should add. And I definitely think that's where mostly all the value is.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Is there anything else that you would like to tell the viewer?
I've said it 100 times is take that risk, just do it, post. If you're worried about posting or you don't think, oh, I could never be someone who can get 100,000 followers. I was that person. Like nowhere ever did I think I could be where I'm at today. So just do it. Just start today. Post a video, put yourself out there and just work hard. And anyone can do anything they want if they just put themselves out there, put in the work and take the risk.
Love that.
Mhm.
Get off your butt and create. Let's do this.
Yes.
Where can people find you?
On my Instagram, Workman Builders Inc. And that's where I'm posting all my fun content.
Love
So
that. And how do you help people?
how do I help people?
Workman Builders.
Um, how do we help people in the business?
Yeah,
If you have a custom home that you have in mind and you need someone to help you build it, or if you have a remodel in mind, go to our page and click the link in the bio, and we could definitely help you out in making those dreams come true.
love it. Let's make dreams
Mm.
come true. And if you want to blow up and go viral like Brody, hit your first 100,000 followers and tens of millions of views to grow your brand to start getting attention and sales, then book a call with me down below. We are taking 10 calls this week. So make sure you book before all the slots are filled up. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you in the next episode.
Thank you.